Hey everybody, welcome to Right Way Living and Transformation. I'm your host Martha Wright. I'm trying to eat me a little sandwich. But hey, I wanted to come on today because I saw something today. And then, I'm doing the mindset challenges, right? And I'm doing them on Tuesdays and Thursdays, but I'm on to come on here today just to kind of speak to you about this. I saw something today on somebody feed, Facebook feed, I think is what you call it. But it said, and I quote, "The scariest place to be in the same is the same place." Let me do this. I'm sorry. The scariest place to be in is the same place forever. The scariest place to be in is the same place forever. And I hope I got that right. Then it says, you got to grow. You got to grow. But here's what it was meaning. If you're still in the same place, doing the same old thing, getting the same old results, and we know what that's called insanity, because nothing is moving, nothing is growing. You're not growing, right? You're not moving, you're not growing, you're not getting anywhere. So the scariest place to be at this in this in the same time to be in is to be in the same place forever, right? Not moving, not growing. I gotta get that right, but the scariest place to be in is in the same place forever. That's what it's saying. The scariest place to be in is in the same place forever. Like, sorry about that, but that's the way it is, because some of us, we feel like we're still in the same old rut, doing the same old thing all the time and still getting the same results. So he said, you gotta grow. You gotta grow. And when I saw this, I said, wow, this is very interesting. We have to grow. We have to grow no matter how old we are, young we are, black, white, whatever, whatever we're going in our life, going in wherever we're at in our life, we have to grow. We can't stay the same all the time. We have to learn and move up and grow and go further. And so as I was looking at that, it says, I was just thinking, so what's delaying our progress? What is it? I want you to ask that question to you today. What's delaying your progress, or what's delaying your growth? What is it? You might be 60, 70 years old and you say, I still, and I hear this a lot. I don't know what my purpose is. I don't know what I'm supposed to be doing. So when you don't know, if in a vision, if, what it says in the word that a person without a vision perish, you know, God has a plan and a vision and a purpose for each and every one of us. And we need to know what that plan and that vision is. We don't have time for all the nonsense and everything. We need to find out what it is that God has for us to do here on this earth. And when we do find out, when we do recognize what it is, because it will come clear to you if you ask. When you do know, you got to move on it. You got to move on it. You don't worry about what other people say or how they think or how they feel. You have to move on it. It maybe it's gonna feel uneasy, but you have to move on it. But when I was reading this, I saw that text today. I thought about I had been studying Psalms 139. I've been studying Psalms 139, and this really came in alignment with what of the statement that I saw. The scariest place to be in is to be in the same place forever. And as I was reading Psalms 39, this was David, and it's a Psalm of David, and he was talking about, talking with God, and he was saying different things in there, and it really helped me up to understand where I am, who I am for, and who I'm a part of. So I want you all to go and read Psalms 139 and get you a version that you can totally understand, you know, and just break it down and put yourself in those scriptures and see, where are you in those pointers? Where are you? I mean, in those scriptures, in those passages, where are you? So just go and study Psalms 139. But I'm going to take you through four pointers that I received from from the chapter of 139 of Psalms that goes in alignment with. the scariest place to be in is in the same place forever, because we have to move and we have to grow. We have to grow. So let's go to Psalms 139, and I'm going to be reading to you from from the I think NIV version here. This is NIV. It's different NIVs, a couple of different NIVs, but I have this version here. But I wanted to give you these 4 pointers. Pointer number one is God knows you. God knows you. God knows me. He knows all about us. He's the one that made us, formed us, and He placed us here for a purpose and a reason. God knows us. Now, if you look at verse 1 through 6, and this is what David was saying. He said, "Oh Lord, you have examined my heart and know everything about me." God knows everything about you. You know when I sit down and you know when I stand up. You know my thoughts, even when I'm far away. You see me when I travel and when I rest at home. You know everything I do. You know what I'm going to say even before I say it. God knew I was going to be on here even before I got on here. He knows all about me. He knows all about you. He knows your ups, your downs, your ins and outs. Verse 5 says, "You go before me and follow me. You place your hand, a blessing on my head." Verse 6, "Such knowledge is too wonderful for me, too great for me to understand." That's a great knowledge, right? It's a great understanding to know that God knows all about you. He knows when you rest, He knows when you're working, He knows your thoughts, He knows your inner thoughts, He knows all about you. He already have a plan for you. He knows the plan that you're working and the plan that you're not working. He knows all about you. So that first pointer was God knows you. So God knows you. If He knows you, we can't stay in the same place all the time, right? Because God knows, well, as He knows us, He helps us to grow. He helps us to move. He has the purpose already for us for to move up and to move forward in life. Pointer number two is God knows your every move. Listen at this. He knows your every move. And if you look at verse 7 through 12 in Psalms 39, 7 through 12 tells us, I can never I can never escape from your spirit. I can never get away from your presence. If I go to heaven, you're there. If I lie down in the grave, you're there. If I ride the wings of the morning, if I dwell by the forest oceans, even there your hand will guide me and your strength will support me. I could ask the darkness to hide me and the excuse me, and the light around me to become night. But even in darkness, I cannot hide from you. To you, the night shines as bright as day. Darkness and light are the same to you. So what is this saying here? We can never escape from God. He goes with us. He goes before us. Even in the night, He's there. The day, He's always there. He's always guiding us. He's always supporting us. So, with that said, you can't stay in the same place with God knowing and guiding you and strengthening you. He's going to show you the way. Once He puts something before you to do, He already has it lined out. We just need to be able to stand up and follow through on what God has given us to do. That purpose, that vision, that dream that He is, put on our heart to do, and we're afraid to do it. We're delaying. We stand in the same place, but we gotta get up. We gotta grow. We have to grow, and God strengthens us through it all. Isn't that wonderful? So, number one, God knows you. Number two, God knows your every move, and He is always with you, right? He's always with you. Point of three, God made you with a unique purpose. He has dreams and desires for you. You have to know that you're uniquely and wonderfully made. Everybody's different. Everybody's fingerprints are different. Everything about them is different. You're different from the next person. You might be doing the same sort of things. There are many people that have podcasts like this and doing different things, but this one is unique because He uniquely has a purpose for me. And this platform and this what He has me to do is to reach the ones that He has put in place for me to reach. And then someone else may be teaching similar to this or pretty much on the same alignment, but still that's theirs. That's what God has given them. I was listening yesterday as I was walking through the house. The song came to my heart. What God has for me is for me. So what God has for you is for you, and we have to trust in Him. Whatever it is that He has, He already knows. Now you read verse 13, um, 13 through 16, and that aligns up with God made you with a unique purpose. So let's read starting at verse 13. It says, "You made all the delicate inner parts of my body and knit me together in my mother's womb." How about that? Thank you for making me so wonderfully complex. Your workmanship is marvelous. How well I know it. You watched me as I was being formed in utter seclusion, as I was woven together in the dark of the womb. You saw me before I was born. Every day of my life was recorded in your book. Every moment was laid out before a single day has passed. Isn't that beautiful right there? Let's go to 18, all the way to 18. Verse 17 says, "How precious are your thoughts about me, O God. They cannot be numbered. I can't even count. I can't even count them. They outnumber the grains of sand. And when I wake up, you are still with me." So what David was saying, he was just talking. He said, "You even know you watched me as I was being formed," because he was forming you right in your mother's womb. So he already knows. He already knows about us. He said also when we started in verse 13, he said, "You made all the delicate inner parts of my body." He knows everything about us. Everything. We have to trust him and knowing whatever he puts us to do or put before us to do is for our benefit and to benefit others. But we have to do it. We have to move in it. We have to walk through it and allow him just to be our guide. He said, and he was going on to talk about how precious are your thoughts about me, oh God. So God thinks precious thoughts about you. He knows about you. He knows that you're afraid to move. He knows that you're getting stagnant and you don't know which way to go. He knows all about that. He understands. But we have to talk to him and trust him and pray to God and ask God to help you and to deliver you from that. The hardest thing to do, I think, and I've been really, really thinking about this, is to go to our grave or to when God calls us home and to not, it's to, just to all the potentials are gone because when we're in the grave, that's it, right? We'll sleep, that's it. But all the things God has for us to do here on this earth, we let it pass by, being afraid of what other people may say, being afraid of getting up and moving, doing it, thinking that we're not good enough, thinking that we're not old enough, we're too old, we're too young, just feeling like we're not worthy of what God has put before us. But we have to move. We have to trust in him and what he has for us to do. Everybody here on this earth has a purpose. Everyone here has a purpose. You're not purposeless. We're not here just to exist. We're here to live. We're here to live. So that point number 3 was God made you with a unique purpose. He has dreams and desires for you. And that's verse 13 through 18. The last point I want to give you is God knows the things that hinder you, the things that try to keep you down. He knows. He already knows this as well, right? And so let's look at verse 19 to 22. What David was saying. Verse 19 to 22. He says, "Oh God, if only you would destroy the wicked. Get out of my life, you murderers. They blaspheme you. Your enemies misuse your name. Oh Lord, shouldn't I hate those who hate you? Shouldn't I despise those who despise you? Yes, I hate them with total hatred, for your enemies are my enemies." God knows the things that the enemy comes to kill, steal, and destroy. People, we wrestle against flesh and blood, right? So things that people going to come your way, they're going to do things to you, they're going to say things. Some people may not agree with what you're saying about God, that's okay. If they don't agree, you dust your feet and you move on because somebody's there to listen and somebody needs to hear it. So even what David was saying to me, he said, "Your enemies are my enemies." They talk about you, God. They blaspheme you, and we should feel that. And David was pretty much saying, "Can you remove them out the way?" And I know many of us, we uh we do the same thing. God, can you just remove that out the way, make it much easier for us? And we would love to have it much easier, right? But we face these things, and it helps us grow, and it helps us to move forward, and it helps us to get to more closer and a better relationship with God. So God knows the things that hinder us, and He's going to help you through it. He's going to show you the way out. He always have a way of escape. Now, as we finish up on this, you gotta grow. I want you to look at verse 23, and I want you just to meditate on this and pray it and say it out loud, speak it, say it. Say it. Look at yourself in the mirror and say it. Speak it. Just speak it out loud to you, and let it flow through the atmosphere, right? That that you're speaking to God like David did here, and allow God to help you to see who you are, to know that He's with you always, to know that He knows your every move, He knows every step you make. He's always with you. Sometimes we feel like God is so far away from us. Sometimes we feel like, oh my God, this is it. Where is God? But in those times in our life, know that God sometimes is carrying us. When we think as He's not walking with us, He's carrying us because He knows the load is so heavy, and He's carrying us through. He's always with us. Now, y'all might say, well, Martha, you make this seem so simple. I'm going through so much. Where's God? Where's God? I totally understand. I do. I really do. It's not the road. This journey is not easy. Being a follower of Christ, trying to be follow His commands, follow His word. It's not easy. I'm not saying that you're not going to have it easy, but it draws us closer and closer to Him. I think in one of the scriptures it says, "Count it all joy when you face obstacles." And I was like, how do you count it all joy when you're facing obstacles? But what God is saying, really be joyful, because I'm gonna be there. I'm in the obstacle with you. I'm walking in it with you. I'm holding you up while you're going through it. I'm right there with you. So listen, if you feel like you're not growing, know that God is right there with you. No matter what it is, you got to get up. You got to move. You got to do what He tells you to do. He's right there with you. He'll never leave you, nor will He forsake you. So I want you to look at verse 23. And it says, "Search me." David was speaking. He was praying. He said, "Search me, O God, and know my heart. Test me and know my anxious thoughts. Point out anything in me that offends you, and lead me along the path of everlasting life." So I want you today to continue to pray that prayer like David just said, "Search me." Ask God to search your heart. Search the inner being, your inner being. Search all it is in you that you may be not experiencing, and that may be causing you fear and doubt of getting up and growing and moving in Him. So the search you, and know your heart. See, God reads the heart. We see the outer appearance of a person, but God knows the inner heart. He knows the motives. He knows everything about you. We see the outer part of a person, but God knows the inner part of you. So search me, oh God, and know my heart. Test me, He said. Test me and know my anxious thoughts. You know, test me, God, that I will follow you, and I will do the things that you put before me to do. Be with me, guide me, test me, and let me make sure that I'm doing the right thing. Every time, usually, I get on a podcast, a video, or the podcast, or whatever, usually whatever I talk about, I end up being a test. A test may come before me concerning that same issue, right? But I know that it's God making sure that I got it. I got it, so that He can move me to the next level. See, I'm not just on here just to talk to you and to teach you. As I teach you, I'm teaching myself. The Holy Spirit is teaching me. The Holy Spirit is teaching you, using me as a mouthpiece. Using me as a mouthpiece. But it's for me as well as it is for you. So you say, test me and know my anxious thoughts. God knows we're going to have some anxious thoughts, right? He told us not to be anxious over nothing, but through prayer and supplication, make our petitions be made known to Him. So He knew that we would have anxious thoughts. So David was saying, He'll test me and know my anxious thoughts. He said, point out anything that offends you. Now that's very important. Point out anything that offends you. Whatever it is we may be doing, and we may not even know that it offends God. But if it offends God, it's not a good thing, right? So, God, I want you to please just point out those things that offend you, things that unforgiveness, things that I may have said, the words may have came out of my mouth, shouldn't have come out of my mouth, the thoughts that I might have had that shouldn't be, that don't equal up to your thoughts, Lord. Whatever it is that offend you, we don't want to offend God. So whatever it is that we may offend God, Father, we want Him to point it out and let us know and help us to change those thoughts, right? And help us to change whatever it is that it may be offending Him. He said, point out anything in me that offends you and lead me along the path of everlasting life. God will lead you through the path of righteousness for His name's sake. God makes the crooked paths in your life straighter and brighter. But we have to ask Him, just as in here, to lead us along those paths of everlasting life. And He will do it. He do exactly what He says. So hey y'all, remember that quote today. The scariest place to be in is the same place forever. And I quote that. I don't know who quoted it, who said it, but that's so true. The scariest place to be in is the same place forever. You gotta grow. You gotta grow. And the way you grow is you gotta trust in God. Get into His Word. Listen to what He says because His Word doesn't return void. What He said is truth. This is the truth. This Word is the truth. And if you haven't been in the Word, hey, I challenge you today to get into the Word of God a little bit, piece by piece, day by day. Get into it. You're gonna see You're gonna see a lot of enlightenment and growth in your life. You won't stay in the same place. You can't stay in the same place because you're gonna understand. You'll understand just who you are. We have God's DNA in us, right? His DNA is in us, so we are more like Him. We want to be more like Him, but we can't do that sitting around doing the same thing. I hope this bless you today, and I pray that you have subscribe to my channel and please share this with others. This is really a good statement today, a good passage, and go and read and meditate Psalms 139. I know that it'll help you because it helps me day by day, piece by piece, and we'll get through it. Amen. I love y'all. Have a blessed day.